Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Mondays. What we're going to be doing today is we are actually going to be creating a few different roller balls using gemstones. So as you can kind of see here, I have a layout of a few different gemstones that I have selected, and these are all crushed. So they may not be super tiny, but you're able to see that they are tiny enough where I am able to fit at least the majority of them through the mouth of the opening for the roller ball. So I'm using just 10 ml roller bottles, and I will probably label them afterwards. And the reason why I typically use clear ones for gemstone roller bottles is so that you can see the beautiful gemstones throughout them. Otherwise, typically if I'm using roller bottles for myself or for everyday use, I like to either use like an amber roller bottle or like a cobalt blue one. That way you're able to get that UV protection for your essential oils in the roller bottles. And you always want to use glass. So that is one of the additional things. So let's get started. So I have my notes over here. So one of the tools that I recommend is if you are into gemstones and essential oils, this is an amazing resource to just kind of have where it is like a really cute pocket guide where it is the essential guide to gemstones. So I'll link it below so that way you are able to know where to get it from. It does come from Oil Life, and this doesn't have every gemstone in it, but it has a lot of the most common ones, and I'll have some of the ones that we're talking about today. So it has your lapis lazuli, your amethyst, your jasper, sodalite, citrine, obsidian. So it has like the majority of them, clear quartz, emerald, and it goes through kind of why that stone or why that quartz is good for you and how it can be beneficial, as well as recommended essential oils for it. Like, so take for example, emerald. It is the stone of successful love. So this is where I love emerald green. I love that color, it's such a beautiful color. And the recommended oils, depending on what you're looking for, it has whether you're looking for love, kindness, wisdom, clarity, self-esteem, and then it actually recommends blends and the dilution ratios. So these ones are also diluted for a 10 ml bottle. It also depends on the size of your stones and how much of the stone you're going to be filling up. I like to make it all the way up to the top, so I will usually half a recipe or quarter it depending on what it is, just because the oil in it is going to be less because there is going to be more stones. And that's where you can always top them up again and reuse them. There is nothing to say that you can't reuse them. If you aren't able to get smaller stones like these, then what you can always do is even the larger ones, take like a cloth, grab a hammer and smash it out. So that's where you're able to also kind of make them yourself with like larger stones depending on what you have available where you're located. I will also link below one of my favorite stores in Mumbai that supplies like all of these like loose stones. If you're looking for larger stones, bracelets, things like that, there are so many different options, and this is one of my favorite stores. They do deliver all over India as well as outside of India if you're interested. So they are one of my favorite stores, the Novi Quartz. So that's what their name is, and they're located in Mumbai. So one of the things, let's get started, I guess. The first one that we're going to do is we're going to do the heart chakra. And that's kind of where I like to play with the oils, the stones, and the different chakras that I might be using it for. That way, like if I'm doing meditations or anything, I can always just roll it across my chest for my heart chakra, or for all of these, you can always do like on your inner wrist, behind your ears, wherever you feel you're getting the most benefit from it. So with this, with your heart chakra is actually green. So this is where you have two different options for the stones. So you have your green aventurine, which is beautiful, and there's so many different shades of it. So that's kind of where you can mix and match. So kind of pick and choose whatever stones are small enough to also fit into the bottle. So I'm just going to kind of get these going and top this in. And what we're going to do is with the heart chakra, your heart chakra, depending on the stones that you use, as well as what you're looking to do with this blend that we're going to be creating, it is going to be for harmony, good luck, contentment, basically all of the good things that you want your heart to be sharing and opening up to. So that's what we're going to do with this one. The other option that you can do, which we're going to also do, is rose quartz. So this is also a really good one where people typically associate rose quartz, the pink, with the heart, but generally the heart is with the green. So this is kind of where you're able to see I'm mixing and matching it, where if you see it, there's like lighter shade of green, then I'm going to do a little bit darker, and we'll kind of just see what all fits in here. And that's where you can use these. You can get like larger sizes, you can get smaller sizes depending on what you're looking for. And we're going to pretty much fill it right up to the top almost. And then we'll go ahead and add in our oils. I'm trying to find some of the darker ones. And these I had just gotten couriered to me. So if you wanted to go into the shop and hand pick whichever ones you're looking for, you are more than welcome to do that as well. Okay, so we pretty much have them all topped up there. And we're going to start with the oils. So now what we're going to do is with the Harmony Good Luck, the essential oils that we're going to be using are going to be lavender. We're going to do 2 drops of lavender. We're going to do 7 drops of lemon essential oil and 3 drops of copaiba. So we'll get started adding them in. So 2 drops of the lavender. And you can always, depending on how strong you want, or if you're going to be adding a lot more oil and less stones, you can add in more of the oil, as well as it depends on your skin, how much you want to dilute it, and how much you want to actually have that aroma linger for yourself. You can do that as well. So that was 7 of the lemon, and we're going to do 3 of the copaiba. All right, and you can see that. You can smell that goodness in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up with a carrier oil. So I will go grab my carrier oil and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got, what you can do is, depending on when you're using these, one of the things that I like is sweet almond oil. If you don't have sweet almond oil, fractionated coconut oil is a really good one. I love using fractionated coconut oil as well because it doesn't leave that greasy feel on your skin. Perfect for that. So I'm basically just going to be topping that all the way up to the top. I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the rollerball cap. I'm going to stick that in there. And it's gorgeous. So this is where you're able to see the colors, and that's where having the clear one is really nice because you're actually able to see the crystals and the stones through that. And then go ahead and label these. So like if you have any stickers and just like a Sharpie, just go ahead and label these however you want. Or you can put like a sticker around it depending on what you're looking for, or just leave it as is if you know what it is. And that smells beautiful. So that's where even before meditation, if you don't want to be rolling it onto your skin, you can always just inhale it and take a few deep breaths, or just roll it into the palm of your hand and then rub your palms together and then just do a few deep inhales that way. So there you go. That is our Green Aventurine Heart Chakra Essential Oil Support. So I'll leave that one there. The next one that we're going to be doing is again for the heart chakra, but what we're going to do is our rose quartz. So this is a very common one. Rose quartz is very common where a lot of people should be able to get this stone, and it's a lot more accessible. So again, we're just going to fill that right up. And always, there's so many different shades. Stones are not perfect. That's where there will be different shades, there will be different textures for them, there will be different clarities. It's like diamonds. You have your 4 C's. The stones are the same thing, right? Where you're going to be having different cuts, clarity, all the different C's for the stones as well. So I'm just going to fill that right up all the way to the top again. And this is where, again, that's like a personal preference. If you don't want to fill it all the way to the top, you don't have to. Fill it as much as you like to. But I love filling it all the way to the top just because it's so beautiful. And that's kind of what part of using and integrating essential oils and stones is all about, is also about the beauty in it. So with the rose quartz is slightly different than the green aventurine, where we had that one was for more harmony and calm and peace, whereas this one with the rose quartz, it's going to be about deep love and opening your heart and opening up the heart chakra to new love, to deeper love. And that's where the oils that we're going to be using to match this one are going to be our clary sage, the women's oil. Clary sage is a perfect one. Rosemary. This is a great one for mind sharpness. Aroma Touch, which is a blend that doTERRA has, and wild orange. So in the Aroma Touch, in the blend itself, I'll read what it actually contains in it. So in the Aroma Touch blend, it has peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, lavender, and such a beautiful blend. If you guys don't have this blend in your set of oils, I definitely recommend getting this. This is a great one for massage, aches, pains. This is a great one to support your overall body with. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do 2 drops of clary sage. And clary sage is a beautiful oil to layer alongside other oils. Even if you're diffusing it, it's a great oil to be diffusing with citruses for mood boosting, hormonal support. And then we're going to do 10 drops of wild orange. And citrus oils are always opening. They're so vibrant. Then we're going to do 4 of rosemary. And if you guys haven't used like any of the rosemary essential oils or any of the oregano or coriander or cilantro, these ones are great to be adding to salads or in your potatoes or in food. They're a great way to add all natural additives and flavorings to your food. So then now for the aroma touch, we're going to do 6 drops. All right, so we have all of our oils in here. You're able to see that. And then now we're going to just top that up with the carrier oil. All right, and then I'm just going to wipe around the bottle as well too. Okay, just give it a little shake. Gorgeous. I love these. So this is again for your heart chakra and for your openness and abundance of love. So this is our second one here that we have. Now for the next one that we're going to be doing is for our crown chakra, for our crown chakra. So if you guys have clear quartz, these are for your crown chakra as well as for master healing. So this is where if you are using them with other oils or with other stones, these are considered to be the master amplifier. And that's kind of where, like, clear, right? So, you know, when you have like a rainbow and a prism and you shine light through it, anything that's clear automatically amplifies it and you get that rainbow effect of all the other colors. This is similar to that, where the clear quartz is like that master amplifier. So it can help with amplify and accentuate your emotions, your feelings. You can also have it for focus, for concentration, where it can help amplify those areas of focus. So that's kind of where use it as you see fit. So we're going to then go ahead and add in those stones into our bottle here. and it is gorgeous. So again, like if you have like larger stones, feel free to just kind of crush them a little bit further to whatever size you need. Most of these fit into the 10 ml bottle. There might be a few that don't, but this is perfect for that. So the oils that we're going to be using for this, we want this to basically be amplifying our energies as well as keeping the positive energy in and blocking out negative energies. So that's what we're going to be using, the clear quartz and the oils to match that. So the oils for that are going to be peppermint, lime, lemon, and basil. So let's start with 5 drops of peppermint essential oil. Then we are going to do 7 drops of lime. And if you haven't tried lime and lemon together, they're such a beautiful combination. And then we're going to do another 7 of lemon. And then for basil, this is actually the Italian basil, sweet basil. It's not the holy basil, the dulce that you might be used to in India. So it does have a sweeter aroma to it, and it's great also. Salads, roasted tomatoes, it's perfect for that. And we are going to be doing 4 drops in here. All right, and then we're going to top that up with our carrier oil. And these are like really nice to also gift. So if you are wanting to do like giveaways or any gifting or anything, these are kind of perfect for that, where you're customizing it, you're beautifying it, and it's beneficial for the other person as well too. So just kind of mix it up. You're able to see like slightly like the orange yellowish tinge from the other essential oils, and that looks gorgeous as well. Okay, all right. So what we have here is now we're going to be doing our last one. So last one is probably going to be one of our most vibrant ones, where it is for the sacral chakra, the carnelian. And this is going to be the carnelian red, where you can see like such a gorgeous color, isn't it? And I find it is very earthing, grounding. I love like this orange, fiery red, dark, some of the dark ambers, browns in it. It has like quite a bit of a different color variation across some of these stones, but they're gorgeous. So what I'm going to do with this one, it is going to be for your sacral chakra. So those are going to be the oils that we're going to match with it. So with the sacral chakra and the carnelian red, what we're going to be focusing on, or what I've selected to focus on, is going to be for confidence and also for true expression. So for being able to be clear about your intentions, clear for what you're looking for, and going into 2021, this is the perfect blend and the perfect stone to kind of have, because there have been, I would say, like during 2020, there have probably been so many suppressed emotions that you don't really know what to do with a lot of the emotions that you might be having. So this is kind of a great oil to be blending along with the stones to use throughout meditation to provide and create that openness for that honest expression as well. Look at how beautiful that is. That's kind of where you can pick like some of the lighter ones, the darker ones, and it is just gorgeous. All right. There you go. Okay, so the oils that we're going to use in this one, we are going to be using lime, ginger, clove bud, and Douglas fir. So this is where you kind of have some of that citrus, the warmth, as well as like that earthiness. So the lime, we're going to do 9 drops of lime essential oil. Then we're going to do 2 drops of clove. And clove is very warming, as well as it's like very opening. It's like one of the smells, like especially during the winter months, ginger, clove, those are all really good oils to kind of bring out things. So with ginger, we're also going to be doing just 2 drops of ginger. And then we're going to do 6 drops of Douglas fir. So this is a very, if you haven't smelled like a Douglas fir tree, or like the Christmas trees, the coniferous ones, this is a very beautiful smell. Also, if you are someone that might have a fake Christmas tree, we're going to do 6 drops of this. This is a great one to just kind of tap the bottom of the bottle onto your tree to get like that natural aroma, and just do that like every day or every couple of days to get that natural fir smell. If you have any of the plastic trees, or if you have for your kids like any of the felt trees, this is a great one to be using to just kind of get that aroma of Christmas, the outdoors. It's perfect for that. Then we're just going to be topping it up with our carrier oil, and we're going to be done then. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned a little bit about how you can integrate crystals, stones, alongside essential oils and use them to your benefit, depending on whether you're going to be using these with your meditation, whether you're going to be using these for healing purposes, to open up your emotions, to express yourself better, and just to kind of work for your own self, for self-development. These are great oils and great tools to have for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys next Monday. Bye.